Hey guys, what is up? It's your girl, Grace Torie, and I am back with a whole new podcast episode. As you can see, if you are watching, yes, the dogs are with me. Sorry if you hear any panting in the background. We were playing outside a second ago, and it's a bit warm out. But we're gonna go ahead and dive on in. I'm excited for today's episode because it is for everyone who is feeling lost, myself included. I've been feeling like I don't know what I'm meant to be doing anymore. Kind of like I lost myself. I don't know who I am. And because I don't know who I am, I don't really know what path I should go down, if that makes sense. And so I'm going to share the process that I have followed to help get me back on track with you guys today. And hopefully it will help you find yourself and what you're interested in if you have also fallen off track a little bit and you feel like you don't know who you are or what you should be doing, because I feel like none of us do right now. So yeah, before we jump in, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, leave a rating and review. It's all free and it would mean the absolute world to me. It takes about 0.2 seconds and blows up the podcast, so I would really, really appreciate it. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump on into today's episode. I'm Grace Torie, and you're listening to That Girl the Podcast. Grab a beverage of choice and settle in, because the new episode is starting now. So you're feeling lost and you don't know how to get out of it. Hey bestie, this is how we're going to do it. The first thing that really put me on track is I was reading this book. It's called The Perfectionist Guide to Losing Control. And I'm only about a quarter of the way through, a little bit over that. And it's already given me so many good ideas of how to find myself again. First one being that I found out what type of perfectionist I was. In that same vein, it gave the advice of most people who are perfectionists, which I'm assuming you are if you are highly ambitious and you're a long-time listener of this podcast, because most of us are. But it gave the advice of there's two types of perfectionists. There's adaptive, and then I believe the other one is maladaptive. And adaptive people look at the world through this perfectionist view of everything we do is because we're afraid of things going wrong. So we do it out of fear. Whereas the maladaptive uses their perfectionism to their benefit, and they do things because they enjoy it. Like, it comes from joy, it doesn't come from fear. And I feel like a lot of things that I've been doing the last couple of years have been out of fear. Like, if I don't take this job, I won't be able to feed myself. If I don't do this podcast episode, then I'll never have the career that I want in podcasting, and I'll never go viral, and it'll never get this many views. Like, it's not because I love it and enjoy it and I am passionate about what I'm talking about. Some of the times it is, but majority of the time it's, if I don't do this, there's this consequence and I'm scared of that. And it's not just in podcasting, it's not just in work, it's in my entire life. So when I heard that take of like, this is your perfectionism, I wanted to really flip it on its head and say, okay, how can I live a life full of things that I enjoy, things that I am excited about? And a lot of times when you are trying to pick what career you want to do, people will do this exercise where they say, write down all the things you're interested in or you enjoy, and then we will narrow down to jobs that fit that description. So for example, a lot of times people would say creativity and problem solving. Well, that could go into being an art dealer, that could go into being a manager, that could go into marketing. Like, there are so many things that fit that mold. So it's a common practice when you're trying to find your career. I wanted to do something similar to that, but for my life, and I wanted to take it a bit further because there are a lot of things that I enjoy that I wouldn't necessarily say are like amazing, jaw-dropping, the most exciting thing ever. Like, I wanted things that gave me that feeling of giddiness. Like, I am so giddy, I'm so excited, I love this. This gives me goosebumps, it's so exciting to me. And that was what I made my list from. So the first thing you're going to do after you kind of figure out what you're doing out of fear and what you're doing out of joy, or if that even applies to you, is you're going to make a list of things that make you giddy. So these are things, like I said, you're so excited, you get that feeling of giddiness, because in my mind, your intuition is telling you, like, this is something that really sets your soul on fire, this is something that really excites you, this isn't just another joyful thing, this is something that you should explore. And those feelings are what we're going to be chasing. I don't really want to go down the path of like hedonism where like you're only chasing fun, because that's not at all what I'm saying. Like, I'm saying to chase the things that you're passionate about, and this is where you want to start. And then that's going to put you on the path. You still have responsibilities, you still have morals and things like that. Like, we're not going to be like little hedonistic people unless that's your thing. But for me personally, I'm not just like chasing a high. This is just helping me narrow down what I actually truly am passionate about and get excited about versus the things that I enjoy that aren't like top tier. Because there's so many things I love that I say, yeah, I love that. Maybe I should make a career in that. And I have a tendency to try out a lot of things that don't actually set my soul on fire. I just enjoy them. For example, baking. I love baking, but I would never do it as a career because it doesn't make me giddy to think about. So what are things like that for you? I'll give you some examples. I'll just read you my list. So some of these are smaller and some of these are bigger things. These are things that I tried to reflect for a full day about things throughout my entire life that have just gave me that giddy feeling that I could possibly think of. And so for me currently, I have adventures with my dogs, just taking my dogs in the car, taking them places, jumping my horse, or just the feeling of freedom when we're out in an open field, writing, traveling to new places. I like getting dressed up for fancy events and I get like giddiness putting on a pretty dress, hanging out with my friends or the anticipation of it, building a house. That's something I've always wanted to do and that thought has always made me really giddy. Spontaneity in any way. So if we're going somewhere and we didn't initially plan to, like that fun spontaneity where someone texts you and they're just like, hey, do you want to hang out? That type. Eating fruit at the beach, which is really specific, but I wrote anything that gives me that feeling of like joy, excitement. I just like love this so much. And the idea of just eating fruit at the beach is one of my favorite things. I grew up in Florida, so I really enjoy it. Going to the farmer's market and walking through cities at night and just seeing all the lights. So none of that was specifically like, oh, I really enjoy sitting at my desk and writing on my laptop. Like, no, I did put writing, but nothing on here is super, super career because we're going to build from the ground up. And right now, we're just going off of the things that we know are so enjoyable and just like a crucial part of us that we would never want to give up. Like, I don't want to give up any of these things if I don't have to because they make me giddy, they make me excited, and life is about doing things you enjoy, not just things you have to. Once you write these down, I took a day to just reflect, and throughout the day as I just was like kind of thinking about it, I would come up with items and add them. After you do that, you're gonna write down how to get more giddy moments. So for example, Evie's rabies is about to expire, and then they both need their Bordetella shots. So without those, I don't feel comfortable taking them on adventures because I want them to be safe. So updating the pup's shots, which already was on my list, but for the sake of, writing everything out that I possibly need to do to make these giddy moments a reality, I need to update their shots, take them to the doctor, and get them updated. Next, another example is replace TV and reading time with writing. Because you guys know I'm a huge reader. I love reading. But I noticed that recently that giddy feeling, I only get it with writing and not so much with reading. And I know it flip-flops. So there are times that I really enjoy reading and I get that giddy feeling, not so much with writing. But right now it's with writing. So instead of wasting time watching TV or reading and doing things that don't give me that like excited, passionate feeling, I'm gonna go towards the writing and spend less time doing the more mundane things. I need to reach out to friends more because hanging out with friends, I need to initiate more. Say yes more and get out of my comfort zone because the spontaneity, going and traveling, things like that, walking through cities at night, that's not gonna happen with me sitting at home doing nothing, all snuggled up. Lock in on one goal at a time for me specifically is really important because a lot of the things that I listed, I definitely need funding for. And when I'm constantly trying to do every single goal, I really don't excel with one way more than the others. So I've decided that I'm going to try and lock in on one goal at a time and just get things done. And hopefully I'll be more successful in one thing at a time versus trying to do it all at once, which will help with funding and it will help all of that happen. Then I put be more conscious of financial and scheduling decisions. So just where's my money going? Don't spend money on silly things. And then also scheduling, like time. What am I spending my time doing? Am I spending a lot of time watching TV? Am I spending a lot of time cleaning? Am I spending a lot of time working out? Like, what am I spending majority of my time doing? And is it things that I enjoy? Start lessoning with my horse again so that we can jump and do fun things like that. And then prioritize self-care and self-love. Everything flows from self-love. If you don't love yourself, care for yourself, then you're not going to be able to achieve all the other things. Not my dog choking. She's fine. Wow. You're not going to be able to achieve all of the other things if you are just at the bottom of the self-care barrel. You need to be making sure that you're taking care of yourself. Additionally, for me, like, having that energy to do all these things, but also feeling confident when I am dressing up for those fancy events that I'll hopefully be going to. I want to feel confident in that. So that is another reason why you should have self-care and self-love. Basically, a general game plan for how you are going to reconnect with yourself and find yourself again is, one, you are going to figure out the type of perfectionist that you are. They have a quiz for the book. So if you look at that book, there's a quiz on the internet somewhere where you can find out the type of perfectionist you are. That's going to help you understand how to do things from joy and not from fear, because it's different based on what type you are. I'm a messy perfectionist, so for me that's focusing on one goal at a time. Then you are going to make a list of top tier things that make you giddy. If you want to break it down and do things that like maybe do but aren't as prioritized as others, like you can make like a tier where you're like, oh, I love this. Like for me, reading is something I enjoy, but right now it's not at the top of the list. You can do things like that. But for me, I really want to focus on the things that are just top of the line. I love these. I get just a feeling of like excitement, and that's what I want to feel for the rest of my life. Like that is the stuff that I'm looking at. And then I am breaking down what needs to be done to make that happen more. Like I said, you don't want your entire life, like it's not all going to be fun. It's not all going to be roses and happiness. You're going to have to still have days where you're cleaning your house and things aren't as exciting, or where you're, maybe you don't enjoy going to the gym, but going to the gym allows you the ability to do fun things like have confidence in yourself. Like, I'm not saying that you have to go to the gym to have confidence in yourself at all, but for me, that is where I find confidence, and it also allows me to work through some of my thoughts because I mainly do cardio. So as I'm going along, I'm thinking and I'm listening to music, and it's very therapeutic for me. So that's why I'm just using it as an example. You don't have to go to the gym to be whoever you want to be. But yeah, it's whatever that thing is that you may not necessarily like that is going to lead you to that amazing fun thing. Definitely consider it more. It's all about balance. And yeah, does that make sense? I feel like I'm not making the most sense because yeah, I mean, I think that it's all about going down the path that you want with the goals that you want in mind. And it's really hard when you kind of get swept up in what everybody else wants, and then opportunities come up that you take without ever considering like, oh, this job is great, it's perfect, I'm so excited, but is this what I really want to do? Does this align with my long-term goal? It's really easy to get caught up and just not think about those things, and then you get lost and you think, well, what do I actually enjoy? What do I want to do? So making this list helps you realize what that is, because for me, I can take this list of things that make me giddy and say, okay, what type of job allows me to do these things? What type of place would I be able to live that allows me to do these things? And you can make life decisions based off of it because you understand like these things make me happy. These things, I'm going to be okay if I pursue these things, and it's all going to be good. So did that make sense? I hope it made sense. If it did and you stuck around and you're on a platform where you can comment, go ahead and comment the wave emoji down below so that I know that you're a real one. If you are able to like and all those things, definitely do that. Sorry, this is a shorter episode. I thought it would be way longer, but I don't know, guys. I don't know. It's just not. I'm so sorry. But I love you guys so much. That's pretty much it. I've been uploading every single Sunday, trying to get my life together so I can upload more and do some fun rebranding things that are hopefully coming down the pipeline sooner rather than later. But But yeah, that is pretty much it. I love you guys so, so much. I wish you the best on your rediscovering yourself journey, and stick around if you want to hear more about how to do that, but also listen to fun stories, chat about life. That's what we do over here, and we would love to have you. So that is all. I'll see you guys later. Bye.